You are live. There you guys are. Here I am. Here I am. Here I am. So we are live. This is day 5. I'm just going to check my phone, make sure you guys can hear me. You know, that's just my thing. Even though it tells me that you can, I want to be sure. And you are live. Oh, I gotta go out and go back in because I was already in there checking some stuff. Um, hmm. It's actually um not broadcasting. Well, let me go all the way back. Load it again. Nope. It says this video is live now, so I'm gonna have to trust it and trust that you guys can hear me because it doesn't seem to. I don't see it broadcasting, but it says it's broadcasting. Okay. So let me just put a note in here that if you don't see it live, to that the replay will be available. I'm gonna just keep going, and eventually it'll pop up live, I think. Um, so if you don't see this broadcast, or if you can't find this live broadcast, it will be available for replay. May not be sure. Facebook may not be showing. Facebook not be showing the live. No worries. Much love, Bess. Wow, I don't know why my phone is like being special ed too. Man, technology, when it works, and when it doesn't, you know, we're just, at its mercy. It just doesn't. Um, so after I get this, yeah, let's put that on there. Thank you. Publish. Okay, so I wanted to come on because in day 4, there were a lot of comments. Um, in day 4, there were a lot of comments. Let me get to the comments. Wow. Oh, they're only gradually showing up here. That's crazy because live view, Kimberly Crawford, Rebecca David posted likes. Okay. So anyway, I was going to answer some questions, but Facebook is not participating, not playing right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can't see the questions. I thought I would just be able to go to it, but Facebook is not playing fair. So I'm going to leave that alone and just keep pushing forward. So there was one of the questions that I do remember, is I got, a lot of feedback from day 4 and saying that day 4 was a really good day. People were enjoying, single moms were enjoying it. One of the single moms had asked, what other people can you put on your emergency contact list? So I was told, at one point in time when I was signing up my kids for school, that when they ask you for 3 other people, that can pick up your child, one of them could be somebody else in your household, and the other 2 have to be somebody that does not live in the same house with you. Because if they can't reach you, they need to reach somebody else. They'll go down the list. So of course you are the first emergency one, and then there are 2 or 3 other spaces available as well. So the people that I put on my list was my cousin, was living here. He doesn't live in Houston anymore, from what I'm being told. I'm told that he moved to Aruba. Okay, Aruba. That's awesome because now I got someplace to go, when I start traveling, because that's one of my dreams is to travel, and see different countries and experience different cultures and everything. But anyway, I had my cousin that was down there. And of course, I talk to these people and let them know, hey, I'm putting you down as an emergency contact, but like the third person down or the second person down, whatever. I put the woman that was watching my kids, that had watched my kids, and she's like, my kids call her grandma, and they call her husband granddad. Even though they are not relatives, they're not my parents. My mom passed away. My dad is in a whole nother state. So, but my kids have got one, two, uh, three sets of grandparents. They had well, okay, let's see. They had my mom and my dad. Even though they're divorced and been divorced since before I was born. They have my dad and his current wife. Um, well, they have my mom and my dad. They have my dad's wife. They have my friend's mom and her dad. So that's 5. That's two sets. That's that many people. And then they had the next door neighbors that I grew up with when I moved back to my mom's house and had both my kids while I was there. My kids also called them grandma and grandpa. So they have them, and then they have my godparents. So they got my kids have got several sets of grandparents that they call, grandma, granddad. The My godparents, they actually call them Mr. and Mrs. They don't call them grandpa and granddad, but they see them as grandparents as well. So I put down my cousin. I put down the woman that was watching my kids. She is a family friend. Me and her daughter grew up together. I've known her daughter since junior high, and mind you, I am going to be 53 next month. So we've known each other for over 30 years. And our families have known each other for over 30 years. So I put her down so I completely, trust her with my kids. And so I put her down as well and told her too. So if they can't reach me, they can reach out to her. Then they can reach out to my cousin. And then my cousin, of course, knows my dad. And then my dad, my grandma, we all call her grandma. Even I call her grandma. Even though she's not my grandma, but that's just what everybody calls her. It's the term of endearment that we have for her. So we call grandma. Grandma can pick up my kids as well. So grandma has my dad's information. So if they don't reach me, and for some reason they got to call her, she'll try to reach me. And then if she can't reach me, she's going to reach out to my dad and let my dad know, hey, something's going on. We can't reach her. And this and that is going on with the kids. And, but she'll go pick up my kids, of course, before she does all that. So other people that you can put down are neighbors. You can put down neighbors that you trust. You could put down, friends that you trust. You could put down babysitters. You could put down cousins, god sisters, all of that. You could put those people down as emergency contacts too. I was wondering that, when I got here to Texas, mind you, I'm from California. I was born and raised in Southern California, LA area. And when I got to Texas, I'm now in Houston, Texas. Um, I was like, who am I going to put down for an emergency contact? The people I was putting down before was like my sister, my daughter's godmother. And I was like, my sister passed away. My daughter's godmother's in California. Who do I put down now? So I was like, well, I asked her mom, and her mom said, yeah, of course, put me down. And then I was, staying with my cousin for a good 3 months before I found a house for my kids and I. And I asked him if I could put him down. And so there we go. It's a constant moving and rearranging and um, living organic thing, raising kids, because people will move away, people will pass away, things change a lot in the relationship of the people around us. um all of that happens, and then how do we make these people, how do we find these people if we don't have family or friends around? Then we need to make friends, make friends, with people at church, people in the neighborhood, things of that sort. I actually had some neighbors. They were going through their own things because the wife had cancer and they had a severely disabled child that they couldn't just jump up and go get my kids, but they would keep an eye out for my kids because I was in communication with them and had a neighborly relationship with them. They would keep an eye out for my kids. At one time, one of my neighbors, another one, we had communicated a lot, and she would watch my daughter while from the time that she was out of school until I got home. Those things can go down, and can happen. And then you do have to be careful with that because sometimes people's perception of what is okay to do is not the same as yours. So you do need to have that conversation. Um, set the expectation, what you expect, what they find out what they expect, have that conversation of what's expected and what you expected and what's, what you're okay with and what you're not. Hopefully that person would be, responsible enough to let you know something's changed and that, I don't know, they're even their teenage daughter to watch your child and you didn't know that. you know that's for me, that's a huh, you doing what? And yeah, things like that. But it, that helps to know your neighbors and to know that your neighbors are watching out for your kids. um my kids didn't totally know that, so that was an awesome advantage because if they didn't see my kids around a certain time of the day, they'd call me, be like, hey, um, I haven't seen her today yet, or I haven't seen him today yet. Are they supposed to be coming straight home? Is everything good? And we would have conversations enough that they would know that, hey, my son's in football, my daughter's doing cheerleading, that, so they wouldn't expect them around certain times, but they would watch and see the consistency of that, from inside their house, from through the window because they're taking care of their kids and just doing household work, but they would watch out for my kids, and I appreciated that so much. I'm gonna let that go, and let's talk about the topic for today. Since I don't know if this is actually going live into the group, I'm gonna check one more time to see if it is. But I know sometimes Facebook just doesn't cooperate. So if this doesn't go through, I will drop it in live as a or drop it into the group as a replay. And so I'm just going to keep on going. So today is day five of the single oh my gosh, day 5 of the Single Mom Co-Parenting Challenge. My name is Bess Parks. I am the founder and co-creator of the Single Moms Club and also the Single Moms Level Up. I always like to say hashtag Single Moms Level Up YouTube channel and the Single Moms Level Up, Facebook page. So let's just get to it because time is already passing, and so let's get to it. Get to it. So the whew, that felt good. Oh, that's what's happening there. Okay. So the topic for today is financial independency. Financial independency. So that's what I want to talk about. And um something that's kind of hard to do, especially when you were in a relationship with somebody. Some men feel that, or are more willing to give you more financial help when you're actually in a relationship with them versus when you're not in a relationship with them. Then they tend to pull back. Um, but know that a lot of men, and this is my observation, a lot of men, what they will do is if they have contact with the kids more often, they will be more willing to help you out financially. So we have to realize that we need to share our kids with the kid's dad. We need to share our kids with the kid's dad, and not just hoard them to ourselves, because they have feelings too. They want to have bonds. They want to have those relationships with their kids. They want to be a part. So something that I did was one of the things that I did to share experience, share the experience with my kid's dad, was my son was in football. So one of the babysitters that I had introduced me to Pop Warner football. They call it different stuff all over the country. I didn't realize that. I thought it was Pop Warner everywhere, but it's the community football league. Okay, so my son started playing football at 5. And so I let him. I let him. It was flag football at that time, so he played flag football at 5. I think 6 was still flag. It wasn't until he was like 12 or 13 that they started playing tackle. I thought that he would back out of it, because my son is not a violent type person. So I thought he would back out of it, but my son wanted to play. He really had got invested into playing football. I was nervous, and because of all the things that I had heard that happens with football players and stuff, while playing football, and nervous about the things that could happen, the what ifs, and none of that happened, and I thank God for that. The only injury that my son had was he dislocated his thumb. Like, his thumb was up here, but if you shook his hand, it would drop down and be down here. So the thing was, it was dislocated. And the thing was, is I think the doctors were very surprised that it would pop back into place. But if you went to shake his hand, it would pop back out. But it wasn't like broken, but it was just dislocated. So they had to pin his thumb in, and he had to wear a cast for 6 weeks. Then he had to switch to a soft cast. Then he switched to a cast that he could have played football. This happened all in his senior year. But anyway, when he was playing Pop Warner football, that was in the community. And so I decided to invite the kid's dad. Hey, he's playing, football. He's practicing over here. If you want to go check him out, there's a game over here. And so every now and, I started doing that. And every now and then he would show up. And I think my son got nervous because we didn't know when he would show up. He would just be there. And I thought that was something that needed to be shared. And I don't know if my son enjoyed it or not, but it was something that he needed to see, that his son was in football. So when we came out here to Texas, I don't know about anywhere else, but in Texas, football, baseball, but especially, I'm gonna just say, especially football is a big deal. High school football is a big deal in Texas. I mean, big deal. Like, traffic is way easier Friday night lights. On Friday nights when seniors are playing football, traffic is easier. Actually, it starts about Wednesday night because junior high plays Wednesday night. Um, one of the teams plays Wednesday. Junior high plays Wednesday night. The sophomores, or no, the sophomores play Thursday night. Uh, so actually, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the juniors, the junior high kids play Tuesday night. The sophomores play Wednesday night. The juniors, because there's juniors, play Thursday night, and then the seniors play on Friday night. So traffic is pretty easy around those times when football season comes around. All the rest of the stuff, it's not so much, but it's a little bit, but more so then. And I mean, the stands are packed. It's crazy. I mean, packed with parents, and they're just shouting and whatever, and it's a big deal. So anyway, talking about the financial independency, a lot of times the the kids' dads will offer and pay and be more willing to help you out financially when you involve them in their children's lives and whatever activities they have going on. I invited him to some of my daughter's piano recitals because my daughter played piano from 5 all the way up to 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade, and then she didn't want to play anymore because now it wasn't cool. So I was like, oh, okay, but that's fine. And I was a little upset because she was right at the part. She was right at the part where I'm just checking to see if somebody could tell me that you guys can hear me on Facebook. But anyway, but she was right at the part where she was going to be able to learn how to write and compose her own music. And and I was like, wow, she's right there, and that's the final step. And she was at the Yamaha piano school. But anyway, I heard from a professional piano player that they said if she went that far, she could pick it up at any time and be fine. So financial independency, something that we need to do, and finances are a big deal for single moms. I know it's just as well. Finances are a big deal. I have to say that I've learned how to live off of little. I've learned how to live off a lot. I've learned how to live in the middle, and I've learned how to struggle. So I've been through several phases with my finances. And one of the things that I did was there is a WIC, and WIC is national. So if you're in the United States, there is a program called WIC, and it's WIC, and it's Women, Infant, and Children. They will help you with groceries all the way up until your child is 5. So they will help you with groceries. It is now a card that they give you. It used to be coupons, or not coupons, but it used to be where you just go through and just choose your things, and they just knew it was WIC. And I don't remember how I did it. It wasn't a card though. It wasn't a card. I'm not sure what it was. I think I just gave them a number and they typed it in and it was a number. But now it's a card, and it looks like a debit card. So it's a little less embarrassing, you know. Just like how food stamps are a little less embarrassing now because now it's a card, and you don't have to pull out food stamps and start pulling food stamps out and all that stuff. And there's really nothing to be embarrassed about because everybody needs help. But I think the embarrassment comes because the way they make us feel, like we're not pulling our weight and and taking care of our kids the way we should. I don't like the fact that they make us feel that way, and that's a lot of in particular, the welfare office tends to do that, and make us feel inferior and almost degrading. I think it's degrading, and they tend to put you down. They have all kinds of little smart comments that they say about you, your children, the kid's dad, the way they make you feel. I don't know if it was just everybody feels that way, but to me, that's the way that they made me feel. And I didn't think that was right, and I just had a bad experience with them. So there's that. There's WIC. Also, if you need to get a second job. That's hard because you don't want to leave your kids, but now there's so many jobs where you could do them at home. I have that on the resource page that I'm gonna upload into the group, and there's some jobs that you can do from home. There is There is there's makeup. There is being a financial learning to be a financial coach, and they train you on that. And on the top of that, when they do the financial coaching, they also help you with your credit if you need help with your credit for free. So they'll help you to increase your credit score, and clean up your credit if you need that. There is using just your natural gifts as a person, and not just as a mother, but as a person. So your natural gifts, um, those God-given gifts, those things that come really easy for you, you can use those to make some money and figure out how can you make some money doing those things. Um, uh, and also find your happy place in something that you can do and actually make some money out of doing whatever it is that you do. um I started doing this here, and actually something that I do well, and that people tell me that I do well, is encouraging other people, which is where this single moms level up, idea came from. It was basically a God idea, but it came to me. And it's using something that I naturally do. It comes easy to me to do this. And so I'm sharing my gifts with you guys here in this group, encouraging you. And I have this capability, this gift, I guess, of finding resources. And sharing, I like sharing those with people that may need them. There's also something on here where you can become a dispatcher for for trucking companies, transportation companies. That is what is the name? Alex Good Energy. His link is on there, and he's got a whole course for dispatching, and you can make that money while from working from home doing that. Also, if you need help with budgeting, and know that budgeting is not a bad word, it's not a cuss word. you know, that used to give me anxiety to hear budgeting, because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could, be so rigid with everything. But budgeting is actually being responsible. When somebody explained that to me, that budgeting is being responsible, I started looking at it a different way. And then I started realizing, hey, I don't have financial literacy, which is why I had that fear and that anxiety when it came to budgeting, because I didn't know any better. My mother, I don't think she had budgeting. Well, she didn't have a lot of financial experience, but she had books and everything, and she learned herself. But she didn't transfer that over to me and my sister until she saw that we were in financial trouble in our 20s with credit cards. So by then, we had messed up our credit, man. We had messed up our credit, and so she had us sitting down to go through this book called um, Nine Steps to Financial Freedom by Susie Orman. And we got through part of it, but didn't finish it because of our schedules. Me and my sister were working. My mom was I think she was working at the time too, and she was a teacher, so she was off in the summertime. But we didn't finish it. I still have the book. And I still, at times when I'm like, doggone it, where's my money going? I will do this trick. So I'm going to tell you this trick. If you want to know where's your money going, it seems like money's just going and flowing through your fingers like water. This is what you do. Collect your receipts for a whole entire week. Keep every single receipt. Every time you spend anything, keep a receipt, or get a receipt and keep that receipt. At the end of the week, add up, write a list down what these things are, these receipts are. Write all this money down, you know, $10 for this, 10, 15 for that. Right now, about $40, $50 for gas. You know what I'm saying? But write it down and you'll see where you're spending money that you probably could, fix it a little bit to where you don't spend so much money in some of the areas. And is it a want or is it a need? That was something that Susie Orman had brought up, was that you need to differentiate between, is this a want or is this a need? And that's not to say that you don't ever do wants, but you need to budget for wants. When you can do that, even if it's like you got to save money for it. Something else that she also mentioned was that to get a Christmas fund. So a lot of banks will let you open up a temporary, it's a project account. That's what it is, a project account. And so basically, this account, you put money into that account or move money into that account for whatever this project is. So you set up a budget. Okay, I'm going to put $5 a month in this area because I want to. I have a goal of reaching this much by this time, and so once that time comes up, the account will empty. They'll send you. Sometimes they send you a check. They don't do checks too much anymore, but they'll actually put it into your account, and so they'll empty that account out and fund and release the money to your regular account. So that's a good thing to do for Christmas because I budget for Christmas gifts. I'm not busting the bank. I'm not busting the bank to get my kids gifts. They're older now as well. And even when they weren't older, I made it sure I did this amount of money for each of my kids. Um, Plus, now they want some things that are way more expensive. So they get one gift for me. One. I'm just not gonna bust the bank open. Um it doesn't mean that I don't love them. It doesn't mean that I should feel insecure or that I should feel in competition with whatever their dad can do or whatever their grandparents can do or whatever anybody else can do. That's what I'm gonna do because that's what works for me, my household, and um, my financial independence. That's important. And we shouldn't feel insecure or feel bad at all. If we don't just do the most for Christmas. If you really look at it, a lot of that stuff they don't even use anymore. So do what you can and be okay with it. My big thing is cooking a dinner, and my kids have come to love Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner. They're more into that than they are the gifts. Yes, they want the gifts. And sometimes they just want money. Um, but I would like to give them gifts. But if they just want money, then I'll just give them money. Give them some money, so that they can go and spend and buy their own gifts on their own. That will work too. But do the best that we can, and we have to manage our money in a way that helps us to get done what we need to get done. So as I said, I'm going to put in a resource guide, which I always drop in a resource guide usually on the 5th day, and I'll leave it up until Tuesday. The giveaway for the Single Moms Queen Kit is on Tuesday. And so I'll come on at 8 o'clock and find out who is listed as the top contributor in the Single Moms Club, because you do have to be a member of the Single Moms Club in order to be in the running to win the Single Moms Queen Kit. So if you're on the YouTube channel, just go. If you're on the Single Moms Level Up YouTube channel, you can go to Facebook groups and search the Single Moms Club and join the Single Moms Club. There's 3 questions on there that I need you to answer honestly. And the reason those questions are there is so that we can here at the Single Moms Club, so that we can serve you better and bring you challenges and resources and information that will benefit you, and help you as a single mom. So that's it, y'all. 34, and I really think I may have to start making these lives an hour long instead of 30 minutes, because I don't seem to be able to keep it under 30 minutes. So I'm gonna drop this video into the Single Moms Club, since Facebook was not cooperating, and this is probably not running live in Facebook. It's not live streaming in there for some reason, but it's all good. You will get the replay, and just when you watch the replay, just put your comments in as it comes to you, as if you were watching it live. That's really fun because I've had some of the single moms do that. And so seeing that pop up on my phone and everything, I was reading through them on my lunch break. It was really fun to do that. And um, I appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for being part of this challenge. You could still invite somebody into the group and have them to watch the challenge. The challenge replays will be up until Tuesday. So, literally, over the weekend, they could binge watch it. You can binge watch it. So, if you've missed anything, you can binge watch it because most of these sessions were just about 35 minutes. I said 30, they have 30-minute sessions in the advertisement and on the page, but they've been about 35 minutes. And so it's basically about 2.5, almost 3 hours. You can binge that. That's a movie, y'all. That's how long the movies are nowadays. So it's real easy to binge watch it and still make your comments and everything and write your notes and get the little goodie, the little jewels in there, the little tips and everything in there that I've given you. And I will see you guys on Tuesday on the giveaway day. So enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, however it is, because again, this is an international group. We've got people, and I know Hawaii is not outside the US, but it is far. So there's people from Hawaii, there's people from Jamaica, there's people from Zimbabwe, there's people from Nigeria, there's people from London in here. There is somebody from Australia, I think, in here. It's either Australia or New Zealand, one of the two. And then there's people from all over the country: New Jersey, New York, California, Texas, Illinois, all over, you guys. All over. There's people from Arizona, Tucson, Phoenix. There's people from everywhere in here. And I'm glad that we can come together like this. I pray that more people start joining in because it's a lot more fun doing life with a community of people where we share things, share information with each other and become each other's village, someplace for us to go. So much love, and I will talk to you and see you all on Tuesday, which is the giveaway day. Hashtag Single Moms Level Up. Much love. Bye.